All right, so Apple just dropped some massive updates to the iPhone lineup, including a brand new iPhone Air. So there were a lot of concerns, at least that I had about the Air, that it was going to be just thin for thin's sake, and they were going to compromise a lot of screen and a lot of performance. It doesn't appear that they did really much of that. So thin, it is obviously thin at 5.6 millimeters. It's also going to have ProMotion and get insanely bright with 3,000 nits of brightness. The question I had was going to be durability. Something this thin is probably going to bend. Ceramic Shield 2 on the front and the back, and a titanium frame should make it less bendy. And it'll be available in 4 colors. I kind of dig this blue. Inside, and this is where the biggest surprise was, they went with the same chip in the iPhone 17 Pro. The A19 Pro chip is allegedly bringing MacBook Pro levels of performance to a phone. It's got one camera. Apple wants you to believe that one camera is multiple, but my eye can see one camera. It's a 48 megapixel fusion camera system that looks like it's actually going to be pretty decent and probably crush some low light photos. And with the new high density battery and MagSafe battery attachment on the back, Apple says you're gonna get all day battery life. I would not expect this to be a normal use full day phone. But if you want the ultimate iPhone though, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max look absolutely stacked. So not a huge surprise, but there's a new thermal vapor chamber for better cooling, which should be good for longer gaming session or really long video shoots too. They're going back to aluminum after years of convincing us how much better titanium was. I think it looks pretty clean, but the real star is the camera system. So all 3 cameras on the back are now 48 megapixel, and the telephoto sensor is now 56% bigger, and you now get an 8 times optical zoom. Add in ProRes RAW video, Genlock support, and 8 lens modes. This is hands down the most serious camera Apple's ever put in an iPhone. Apple is calling this the best battery life ever in an iPhone, which I think is saying something. They're pushing over 5,000 milliamp hours with the Pro Max, which should just be an absolute beast. Also available in new colors, including this blue and this orange. Either iPhone, the 17 got some love too. Now it's got a bigger 6.3-inch display, which is not the story. We finally have ProMotion smooth 120 hertz scrolling on an entry-level iPhone. That took many years for Apple to catch up, but at least it is finally here. Camera's got an upgrade too. So you got a 48 megapixel dual fusion setup and a 24 megapixel selfie camera. Pre-orders open this Friday. Everything ships September 19. I think the Air might be the phone to beat for most people. For me, I'm gonna live that Pro Max life. I'm excited. Are you intrigued by any of these iPhones? If so, which one?